You've blown a man in half.
That guy came up on me in the elephant grass. Just a 16-year-old kid, MVA. The only thing I had was an entrenching tool, and I killed him with the entrenching tool.
Did the killing bother you?
I'd wake up in nightmares. It'd be a nightmare, and he'd be like I last saw him, with half his head caved open and one eye falling out, and he would wake me up. Sorry.
It's okay, Nick.
That, at close range, both barrels will blow a man in half. I know that for a fact.
You've blown a man in half.
That guy came up on me in the elephant grass, and I let loose at about 8 feet. And his legs were there, and his top of his body went there.
Shit.
Yeah, because the brass doesn't deform, and it comes out like little saw blades in that, or flat. And it cut him in half. I was surprised myself how bad it was. And after that was the load for the shotgun.
What were the slugs doing? Why do you say they weren't doing the job?
There wasn't enough of them to really get a pattern. They either too many of them went out to the side.
Gotcha.
Rather than hitting a center of mass. The flat coins worked better because it held together as a mass. And it was devastating. It would cut down brush too. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. But you learn and you adapt. We did all kinds of crazy shit with guns.
How many times were guys sneaking up on you?
I think 3 times that I actually had to use the shotgun, because I was quick reloading that gun. I could drop the old drum, put a new drum in, and get it in a matter of seconds. Just when I was always nervous about somebody coming up on me when I'm crouched down or bent over the gun. I didn't want to get shot. So, and having the shotgun handy was, Max only complained, "Quit waving that thing around. I'm only going to shoot you on intent." Yeah. Yeah, it was a good weapon. Good weapon.
Did the killing bother you? Did the killing bother you? Did it get to you?
No. Most of them were jumbled together. Years afterwards, some of them were, it's in the book. I had a ghost that haunted me for a long time.
What?
A ghost. It would come back when I was, I had a malarial relapse, and he'd be visiting, and when I'd get tired or, didn't take care of my drinking and that, I'd wake up in nightmares. It was just 16-year-old kid, MVA. He had he came up on me real quick. Well, actually, I fell on top of him. I got blown. We were trying to dig in on this little incline and that, and they were pushing us. And grenade went off and blew me and one of the other yards down in a little gully that was behind us, and that they were coming up it. And I landed in amongst about 5 or 6 of them. And the only thing I had was an entrenching tool. And I killed them with the entrenching tool. And I remember him. Like I say, I don't think about him often. But I remember he was the same age as my little brother.
Fuck, man.
The others, I remember them screaming, yelling, teeth bared, coming at us, or they came up us on it real quick and I dropped them. And you didn't really get to look in their eyes or see their face. You hear them kicking around and screaming after they were on the ground and that. But most of that's a jumble. Every once in a while, one will pop up, because of something that we did, or see a piece of terrain that looks just like we were in, you'll come back and they'll pop up. Now that they didn't have PTSD. Before that, they called it battle fatigue. And we never thought we were battle fatigued at that. It was years afterwards we realized that, we had drinking and anger problems and why. And the military finally accepted the fact of what it was and the VA started treating it. But, in the early days, we just managed to push it aside. A lot of drinking. I know a lot of guys that got into the bottle and then welded the cap on after them.
Yeah. How would the ghost appear to you?
How the what?
The ghost.
What about him?
How would he appear to you?
It'd be a nightmare, and he'd be like I last saw him, when have his head caved open and one eye falling out, and he would wake me up. And he'd just be... In the book, I described one of his visits. I'm on the lake in Minnesota, and I'm fishing with my little brother. And he's got this old yellow rain jacket on that my mom hated in that. And he's bent over. He's not facing me. He's facing out the back of the boat. And he's fishing. He's got a line in the water and that. And he's sobbing. Sorry.
It's okay, Nick.
Shit. Pussy.
It's okay.
Anyway, I reach over to touch his shoulder to find out why he's crying, and he turns around, and it's the kid, not him. And he grabs my hand, and I stand up, and he steps off the back of the boat with me. And I'm going down under the water, and he's holding on to my hand, and I can't get him to let go. And then I wake up. Shit.
It's okay.
Yeah, well, I don't want to be a pussy. I don't want to go there.
I have a really good friend of mine. His name's Chris Fettis. He was a sniper for Dev Group. And I had him on. And he had to kill 2 kids on a hostage rescue mission. And he has nightmares similar to that.
Oh, yeah.
And he had sons.
Some of them never leave you.
That are that age. Yeah. And his nightmares, his sons look up at him.
I haven't had a visit from him in 10 years. Then 5, maybe. And it's always when I'm worn down, then it comes back. Or like today.
How do you deal with it?
I push him back. Don't let him in. And I try not to think about things like that. Try not to think about some of the guys that I know that got blown to pieces. That, one minute they were there, and next minute there's some kind of hamburger meat with bones sticking out of it. You just deal with it. First of all, the psychiatric industry is a bunch of hooey. All those therapists that try and talk you through it, and that I did a little bit of that when I was in Germany. And the problem is that they put a jacket on you, and then now you're barred from enlistment and all that shit because you're loopy inside. So nobody goes to them. And 2 sessions I went to was, listen, bozo, you don't even know what you're talking about. You're condescending, and that's an insult. It's I got problems, I'll deal with them. Thanks. Sign my slip so I can get out of here. My generation, we just dealt with it. dealt with. I see some of these guys now with the traumatic brain injury from bombs and that, and severe PTSD. First of all, a Navy SEAL, God bless his soul, found that psychedelic mushrooms can be used to treat PTSD. Psychedelic mushrooms, there's a friend of mine, Al Mullen, another medic, who understands this completely, how it's done and all that. And the VA is just now starting to accept it as a treatment protocol. It's psychedelic mushrooms, some kind of bark from a tree.
It's ibogaine.
And crystallized secretions from some African frog.
It's a U.S. toad.
Is it a U.S. toad?
The Sonoran toad. You're talking about 5-MeO-DMT and ibogaine.
Oh, cool.
I've done it. Have you done this?
No.
Why not?
I got too much shit to do right now.
Nick.
But the other thing that they found out about it, it cures drug addiction.
Yep. It cures.
You got your meth, cocaine, heroin, marijuana, whatever. It takes away the total desire to have those substances in your body. That is the method they should use for cleaning up the drug addiction and the homelessness in this country. Just grab them off the street, stick them in a re-education compound, microdose their food until they finally realize that they don't want to be on it, and then put them through the treatment. But no, I haven't done it or haven't even approached it.
I did it.
Did it help?
Fuck yeah, it helped. I haven't had a drop of booze in almost 4 years.
Really?
And it was effortless. Yeah, that's why all these fucking bottles are still here. Otherwise, they'd all be gone.
Yeah.
But Nick, I'm not going to bullshit you. It fucking changed my life.
Well, maybe I'll get around to it someday. I don't drink that much anymore. You know, my normal consumption is probably a glass of wine with dinner.
This helps a lot more than just taking the booze away.
What?
This stuff helps a lot more than just taking the booze away.
Yeah, well, I'll talk to Al. I'm sure he'd like to watch while I go through it. Yeah. And I would trust him to watch while I go through it. Yeah. Is it offered through the VA?
No. You have to go to Mexico.
Yeah, well, I go to Mexico all the time. Well, not all the time.
Maybe I can...
Where is it, in Mexico City?
I can't say exactly where it is because
what, you
don't want to disclose.
Arrived in a laundry bag and they dropped you off?
That's right.
At a clinic? Yeah.
I will tell you off camera where it is.
Yeah, okay.
And if you want, I will connect you with the people.
Yeah, like I say, I might think about it.
I hope you do.
I'm not usually this weepy or loopy.
That's okay. Happens a lot in here.
I get like that when I think about the yards laying on top of me to keep me from getting hit again. No, that's another one that brings the tears. Yeah. Probably because I owed them money. More than likely, or they thought that I owed them money.
No matter where you're watching the Shawn Ryan Show from, if you get anything out of this at all, anything, please like, comment, and subscribe. And most importantly, share this everywhere you possibly can. And if you're feeling extra generous, head to Apple Podcasts and Spotify and leave us a review.